Thank you.
Cool. Okay, awesome. So let's open this up. So before you called me, what was going on with John's loan? Now, before you answer that, I want you each to just, who are you? How long have you been doing this? And where are you at?
Okay,
Hey, Kirsten, kick us off.
yeah. I'm Kirsten Gobler. I've been in real estate 23 years with Realty One Group, and Keith joined me about, I don't know, 8 months ago. So that's who I am.
Excellent.
My name's Keith Walker. I started in 2004. I started with the new home builders, had a couple of great years, and then they all disappeared in the big crash. Switched over to general real estate and have been doing that ever since. Kirsten and I have known each other, oh my gosh, longer than I want to admit. And now we get to work together. It's amazing.
I love that. Yeah, I've been admitting a lot lately of how old I am. It,
I got you both beat, okay? No complaining.
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. You look about 30, 32, so.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, so before you called me, Kirsten, what was going on with John's loan?
John came to us with his own lender with Veterans United back in July, insisted on using them because he thought they were associated with veterans, but they're just using the name, which is false advertising. And he had a lender named Leah he was working with. We presented the contract to her on July 17th, and she basically put it aside on her desk and didn't worry about it because she knew we had a contingency to sell his home, which took another couple of months. And then once we fulfilled the contingency and decided to move on, she suddenly picked up the file and started freaking out because she was behind and didn't understand the difference between a condo and a PUD, and it was a disaster from there. Just a big disaster, a lot of miscommunication. She just didn't know what she was doing, to be quite frank. Keith, you can add to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
Go ahead,
challenges
Ricky.
were you facing with Veterans United? Like if you could name the top three things, outside of really just a lack of communication, what challenges were you guys facing?
Lack of communication is definitely, that was number one. Then there was an intelligence education problem. And then there was a complete lack of urgency. So once the problem was identified, there was zero interest in trying to solve it, which, as you can imagine, was very frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. So Kirsten, you're 7 days from closing, and I get a 10. Tell me, how are you feeling in that moment, sending that text? Did it seem possible that it was going to get done?
To you, the text, I missed what you said.
Yeah, so prior to texting me, you're 7 days, like you're a week away from closing, literally. And how were you feeling at that point?
Well, I had a lot of confidence in you because I had seen on Facebook you had pulled this off with other real estate agents. You and I met about a year ago at a restaurant for breakfast, and you told me all about your business and that being the owner, you had a lot of pull with a lot of things. I didn't have any hesitation to call you whatsoever. I had utmost confidence that you'd be able to get this done above and beyond anybody else that I knew, and you pulled it off. So it was a good text. I felt very confident before even texting you. There was no hesitation on my end at all. And I just pretty much told Keith, this is the way it's going to be. I said, Ricky's going to take this over, and I have confidence in him, and you did it. So
thank you for that, by the way.
Just so it's clear, Kirsten is the captain and I'm the lieutenant. So I said, yes, ma'am.
Hey, and I'm the master sergeant. So you both got me. So once we jumped in, and this would be either one of you answer, what stood out about how we handled it, how the whole team, from the time we got it to the time they closed, what stood out the most for you guys?
Well, you saw the sense of urgency. Yeah, that was the big thing. There was such urgency, and you could probably tell by our voices we were
Oh, yeah.
concerned because our seller was going to be homeless with his new purchase if we didn't get it done. And I mean, you stepped right in and made all the right calls and did exactly what you needed to do as soon as we sent it to you. You know, our biggest concern was trying to figure out the difference between a PUD and a condo. And, you know, you went right ahead and said, hey, I've got the best condo division in the nation, and they're gonna go look this up and they're gonna resolve it and figure it out. And even though it took a little bit longer than we had wanted, and you know, I understand it takes, you know, you wanna make the right decision on your side, so it doesn't come back to bite you later on that you didn't make the right call on it. So I think it, you know, that was the big thing for me, is the sense of urgency was resolved. Stepped right in.
Good, good. Keith, same thing? 'Cause
I
I
appreciate
think
the
I
fact
talked to
that
you the most throughout the whole deal. And it seemed, because you know, you were holding the reins of this wild bucking horse that was trying to throw you off this deal. And then you hung in there, which is impressive. So, what did you think about the communication level that you received from me and the team and just throughout the process?
Well, the thing I appreciated most is that we, excuse me, we could have direct conversations, and then I could lay it out and say, okay, here's the situation as we know it. Here's everything that's happened up to this point. Here's what went off the rails prior lender. This is the problem we're trying to avoid. We will get you every bit of research that we did, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We could go over the bullet points, and you were very clear. You know, you would restate it to reassure me, okay, Ricky understands what I'm telling him. And that was very comforting, you know, concerning the prior lender relationship.
Very nice, thank you. So at what point did you both realize this deal was never gonna close?
What was the question? It faded out.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hang on one second.
Yeah, we lost your audio.
Yeah, your audio's off.
Something else started taking over my mic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's not very loud.
Let's see.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's great.
made my microphone flip, which was weird. Okay. So at what point did you realize, okay, this deal's actually going to close?
What are your thoughts, Kirsten? Mine, we never lost confidence, but we still felt a little bit on edge as we were getting closer and closer, because there was that one issue that was sort of hanging in the balance.
Yeah, I think
What
when
are your
I read,
thoughts?
yeah, I don't know, it was somebody, I think in the condo division, and I saw the guy's picture and he said, I feel confident enough to call this a PUD. When I read that, whoever that email was from, and
Good to go.
he said that, I went, yes, that was it. Because I knew John wasn't the issue. I knew he was well qualified, and
Yeah.
he got you all his documentation because he's in the military and he's spot on, that guy. I mean,
That's right.
it dragged if he hadn't participated. I got to give the guy a lot of credit. He pulled that all out of boxes that were packed. But I think it was at that moment when the guy said, when I read the email and said, I'm confident that this is a PUD, I went, okay, we're good. We're good. So.
So
Yeah, and I had another moment, Ricky, prior to that. I was trying to, you know, because we needed to negotiate this prepossession.
yes.
And I needed to be armed with certain things to give that list agent, because her client did not want to do it no matter what. And I had an idea, and it was, what if we could pre-fund it? And then I called you up. I'm like, hey, is this possible? And you're like, oh, we already did that. We already have that in the works. And I was like, oh, excellent.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I knew at that moment, I knew what you guys were battling, and I also knew from the list agent side, you know, what they were having to deal with as well with their clients. So I was trying to get everything we could just solved for them to know, okay, this deal's funded, right? Even ahead of it funding.
Yep.
And you know,
That was a huge component. The second The second component was clear to close, which that's the one where, you remember the show 24? Where
Yeah,
every episode they have
absolutely.
that clock ticking in the
Yeah.
back. It felt a bit like that, but then you got it done. So
That's awesome. Because I love that show, by the way.
I've never watched it, but it was my brother's. So I'll have to watch it.
All right. So if you had to describe that experience of that 8 days, because it was only 8 days, right? So if you had to experience that, if you had to describe it in one word, what would that one word be?
Tense. Pretty tense.
accelerated.
Keith?
By the way, for us it was dog years, so it was 57 days for us because
100%.
7 times 8.
I bet. That's funny. Okay, so what's one thing you'd tell another agent about working with me and with Epic?
Efficient, knowledgeable,
Well,
cares about their customers. Teamwork,
I
good
would tell them
communication.
two.
Go ahead, Keith.
I'd tell them two things. Be completely assured these people are professional, they're local, they know the ground game, and you can have a great normal experience. But then if you have a 5-alarm fire to put out, they can also get the job done. Because we don't want to promote you as just the guy that put out the fires. We want to give you, normal experiences too.
You know, and I love that you say that because I don't discriminate with loan size or loan type or person's job level or credit level. Like I've just never ran my business that way.
Thank you. Neither do we.
And no matter what, I will always dig in and find a way. And that's how I grew my career to where I'm at now, right? Running this company. And by the way, in the company, running the largest production team, right? So it's twofold. And it's because I love the Johns of the world where I get to come in. Because one thing you both don't know about me is I was on the 1 yard line of becoming a Phoenix police officer when I got out of the military. So I'm innately the guy that wants to save lives, right? Like I just have that in me. I want to help people. I want to come through for them. And so when I get things like that and I hear, someone else is putting them through the blender, I'm like, okay, I got you. I'll get it done. Right. And every time I talk to Keith, I'll get it done. Don't worry. Okay, but we got this. Don't worry. I'm going to get it done. I don't care what it comes back from the condo. This loan is funding on Monday. Okay. Well, can you show me? Trust me, it's funding, right? But even then, until you get that infamous CTC, you just don't know. But I appreciate that I'm even on the short list. So I love that. And thank you both for that. So if you were recording,
I'd like to,
please go ahead, Keith.
well, I want to comment further on that because that what you just described was so different than the experience with the other lender, right? I escalated it all the way up to the VP of whatever, and they didn't care. There was nothing, no urgency. Well, we'll do it. And I had all these crazy conversations where they got so mad at me because I'm like, no, you're not using the right language. We don't use terms like I'm going to look into it or we'll see about it or we'll see what we can do. No, we're not using that language. We're going to use language that solves problems. That's your language.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome. I love because I know you were actually dealing with that. And here's the funny thing with that, there's a couple of lenders. And remember, I'm a big veteran lender. I'm in the top 20 nationally. and it's because I'm a vet, right? So I deal with vets. I have a huge following, and anytime I see a loan come across my desk from Veterans United and Navy Federal, I know they're having problems. And
Yeah,
I
that's
get in
so
there,
sad,
and
but
so
true.
as soon as you told me who it was, I'm like, oh yeah, how's their communication? You're like, oh my God, yeah, you know, because I've heard that just from multiple sources, but it's because of their name. They have a big market share, so they're just get in line, you know, and that's how they treat them, like cattle. That's just not how we operate. So in closing, if you were recording a one-liner testimonial for me right now, what would you say? Kirsten, you go first.
You know, if you want great customer service and a caring lender who gets the job done again and again, hire Ricky Khamis and his team.
Ooh. Keith, can you beat that?
Probably not. Mine is, Scotty, I warp speed in 2 minutes or we're all dead. And you gave us warp speed. No, that's not really what I'd say.
We went back to our Star Trek. I love it. I love it. Well,
Oh, I know I'm not answering your question, but this is one phrase that I use with John over and over to keep him calm. That's what Captain Kirk says. He says, I don't believe in a no-win scenario. And I think I might use a phrase like that to describe you and your company. You don't believe in a no-win scenario. You're going to win.
that is 100% accurate and on point. We'll find a way. We'll always find a way. Right. So thank you guys
Maybe
much.
that might be.
Say again, Keith.
I said that might be my one-line statement.
Yeah,
This lender always finds a way.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, no worries.
This is very meaningful for me, and you know, I appreciate you guys are consummate professionals. I know you are at the top of your games. Anybody looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate, call Kirsten, call Keith. They, you know, you think I dig in with the three of us and our team and their team in the back end, you cannot lose with this team. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys, and you know, on to the next, right?
That's it. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well,
All
thank you.
right.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Okay, take care.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Take care.